Hi, my witches and normals. Welcome to a WitchDarkTales podcast. I am your host, Moon Witch, and happy Halloween. Today is October 7th, and we are doing a Halloween special. Now, I did talk about the story of the nun Irenita who's haunting the cathedral in Fresno, St. John's, and today we have Philip who's actually going to tell us his side of the story. Now, with that being said, don't forget to like this podcast and also subscribe and check out my podcast for the next day. Let's get into the story. Go ahead and tell us your story, Philip, and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Phil Chavez. I'm over in Fresno, California. I've lived here all my life, and how the story is with the nun, I've actually seen her with my own eyes, and literally it's very scary. I mean, like, I thought it was a hoax, like, okay, they're just trying to scare us. So there's this thing when you're Catholic, because I go to that church. So you have to do your first communion, you have to do a baptism and confirmation. Well, there's also a youth group. So when you go there to the youth group, you have to spend the night there on the weekends. So a bunch of us boys, like the girls are in a classroom, the boys are on the stage. So after the youth group, we're talking about church. We're not going to get into all that, but, you know, I'm just going to go into the story. So we're sleeping on the stage. I get up. A friend of mine, you know, that went to school with me, he goes, "Where are you going?" "I'm going to the restroom." So as you're in the hall, for you to go to the restroom, you have to go through the kitchen and then go to the bathroom outside of the kitchen. It's like a little hallway. Well, he goes, "I have to go to the restroom too, so I'm going to go with you." So as we're going, you know, we use the restroom, whatever, wash your hands, you know, we're coming back. So in order for you to get back to the stage, you literally have to go through the kitchen and then go out to the hallway. He stops in the doorway, and I'm telling him, I'm not gonna say his name, but I'm like, "Bro, what are you doing?" He blocked the whole doorway. I'm like, "Bro, come on, let's go back to bed." And he didn't say nothing. He just raises his arm and points in the back of the kitchen. And I'm seeing behind him literally a nun. And I'm like, we're both frozen. And I'm like, oh my God. Next thing, all you see was a white face, you know, the white top with the black, with the gold cross. I couldn't see any facial features. So as that, she's coming out through the back of the kitchen, starts walking towards us. So me and him book it through the hallway, go into the hall, and we're jumping on top of the stage, screaming. And everybody wakes up and goes, "What's going on?" Like, everybody's going off, and we're like, "Oh my God, oh my God." I'm like, "What's going on?" Everybody's freaking out. And they're like, "What happened?" "We saw the nun, we saw the nun." They're like, "Oh my God, you're lying." I'm like, "No, no, no." And they could tell from the fear on our face that we weren't lying. So then that's not also the whole story. So right there, the curtains were open, right there where the stage is at. So everybody's all freaked out, all cuddled up next to each other. We're in sleeping bags. So we're like, "Oh, dude, like, I can't even go to sleep now. Neither can I." Everybody's all freaked out. So there's, right there in the hall, there's a balcony that's on top of the hall, where you could look up and then you'll see the little hallway up there where there's two doors. Well, nobody has the key to that. So next thing you know, the door opens, and we're like, "Is that door opening?" They're like, no, it's not opening. There's no way." They're like, "It's the girls are doing it, you know." And I'm like, nobody has the key to that door. So how is that door gonna be open? So next thing you know, it flings open. And if it did fling open or anything, you would see somebody's arm, you know, flinging it open.
Right.
But you didn't see it. And it just slammed shut. Boom! And it was so loud, it echoed throughout the whole hall. And everybody's freaking out, still yelling. And the lights keep flickering on and off. On and off. And we're just like, oh my God. Finally, the youth pastor comes out of a classroom and goes, "What's going on? Why are you guys all yelling? We saw the nun and like the door and this," and he goes, "Whatever, you guys are lying." They're like, "No, the door up there, it opened and it closed." And he goes, "Okay, it's a little unnerving because nobody has the key to that door, to none of those doors. I don't even have it." He's the youth pastor. So he goes, "Come on, guys, come on, we'll go into another classroom." The whole night we did not sleep at all, and we were still stuck there. That was barely Friday night. We had to stay there till Sunday.
Oh,
There was no way of leaving or anything.
when I tell you I'm getting goosebumps right now, like, y'all can see it. Oh my god, like.
And what's even funny is that, here's the thing. So I've told you my story. I've told you all that. I'm not gonna get off topic, but it is about the nun. So when the movie came out, I literally was watching it. I'm watching the movie and I'm like, why am I watching this by myself when I literally did see a nun in real life at a youth pastor, and I actually live next to the church. And I'm like, nope, I turned it off. I'm like, nope, I'm not doing this.
So it basically brought you back memories of the moment that when you guys saw the nun.
Oh yes, me and my buddy, we still talk about it, but we didn't really tell anybody. If you weren't in that youth group, no. But yeah, that really scared us. And that guy does not get scared for anything. Neither do I. But when you see something and you experience it, yeah, it's a whole different thing.
Now, Tonka TK says, when was this?
I want to say I was still in high school at that time. So I want to say 2006, 2007.
So I just want to ask a question. Oh my god, dude, I'm getting goosebumps. This is crazy. So TK says what year?
2006, 2007, around that year.
2006, 2007. Now, again, I'm just gonna ask this, and I know it sounds crazy, but when you saw the nun, did she look like you can see through her, or was it like very vivid? Like you can literally, if you were gonna touch her, you can touch her.
Yes, like I mean, she was the whole body. She had the whole body of a nun. The white on top, the white on the chest area with the gold cross. But her face was white, and you couldn't really. It was bright white, but like you couldn't see features. But as you see the nun walking very slowly towards you, that's when we're like, no, and we're gone. Like we didn't wait around. We were just so shocked still to where we're like, we can't even move until she started walking towards us. Like, nope, time to go. Run.
Was she gliding, or just you can see her going like this?
She was actually walking, but slowly, very slowly. Like it was creepy walking. And as we went, and as we looked back in there in the kitchen, there was nobody in there, and it was none of the girls because the girls are on the other side of the classroom that was way upstairs. So they didn't know we were up. They didn't know anything.
Oh my god. You guys drop down a comment. Tell me if you guys are getting goosebumps as much as I am. Literally, you can, well, maybe this side. But I'm getting goosebumps and my body's not shaking, but I'm getting like, like antsy. Just like scary.
No, it was very scary. Like even when we told the girls the next day, they were like, really, you saw it? And I was like, yeah, I saw it. And like I saw her. Well, I didn't say it, but I saw her. I mean, she didn't harm us. She walked towards us, but it freaked us out to where we're like, we need to run. We need to leave. And then the girls were like, well, we hope we don't see her. I was like, I don't know. I was like, we saw her in the kitchen.
I don't know what to say. I'm freaking out.
I mean, I still get freaked out by it. And I live actually next to the church.
So, have you gone there ever since?
No, I haven't been back.
Because, again, why would you even go back, right? Because you face something.
They still have youth groups that still go through there, but I haven't heard anything lately. But I was gonna go back, but then I was like, I don't think I want to experience that again.
Okay, so now I noticed that there are a lot of people who just joined in again. So he did say he was in there, and then the nun was coming from the kitchen, correct?
Yes.
Hey, what church is this at?
St. John's Cathedral in Fresno, California.
That's in Fresno?
Yes, so I did, Chemical, I did post a TikTok video. Go ahead and check it out and you will see. But, oh my god, babe, that's good. I know you're not lying, because we feel that energy right here, right now.
Oh, no, there's no
What
lie.
street is that on?
So it's on Tulare. No, it's R, right? R in Tulare?
R Street.
R Street. It's right across the street from the Muix Hotel Museum.
Yes.
Downtown. And it's across the street, kind of, if you walk a little bit more from the hospital downtown.
You'll
community.
see the church. But it's actually across the street from the church. It's the hall across the street from the church.
So I just want to say this, you guys. Also, the nun, she also worked as a teacher at the school across the street from.
Yes, that's correct.
From the cathedral. Isn't the main Catholic church in Fresno? Yes. So this happened right here on R Street in Tulare, downtown, across the street from the Muix Museum. And also, the nun, her name is Irenita, and she was working as a teacher and also a sister at the cathedral. There's a school across the street that is a church as well. I used to practice in the I used to practice in the hall for kick dance when I was a kid in the 80s. No, but babe, thank you so much for your story. As you know, we were talking earlier before we even got on here.
Yes.
And I was already excited, and I wanted to do it on Snapchat, but I promised everybody we were going to get on at 10.
Yes. No, I feel honored, throwing my story out there.
No, thank you.
A lot of people probably got freaked out, but it's like, it's my experience, and then, like, even to this day, like when I tell somebody, like, oh, you seen that? You actually see? I'm like, yes. And then when the movie came out, they're like, you're lying. I'm like, no, I've literally seen a nun at the hall come towards me, freaked out, running. And I ran out that hall so fast and so freaked out to where I was like, and I usually don't get scared of anything. But when you see something like that and that's not supposed to be there, it's time to get out of there.
Of course. And it's crazy to think that why would a nun be haunting the place?
That they never really confirmed why.
So the nun, she passed away in 1934 of appendicitis, and when she passed away, there was a Monsignor who is like a nun but the male version, and before the nun Irenita passed away, she wrote a mass, meaning she wrote a memorial for them to celebrate her death, right? So the Monsignor hid the mass, and then when he hid the mass, she became haunting the place because nobody knew about her celebration. Again, I think it's called memorial, but in the mass. Yeah. So she wanted to celebrate the memorial, but then Monsignor Colton hid the paper. And so one day, and this is a true story, you guys, look it up yourself. One day, a pipe burst into the Monsignor's office. It flooded the whole office. All the nuns and Monsignors came inside to clean up the area, and his name was J. Crowley, which was another Monsignor. He found her mass, and then they confronted Colton. Why did you try to hide it? And then ever since they did the mass for her, she stopped haunting the area for a while. But something else happened. A graveyard vandalizer tried to dig up her body, and they caught him. Yeah. And so they took out her body, and come to find, when they pulled out her body out of the dirt, she was never decomposed. She looked like how she passed away years ago.
Well, yeah, that would make a lot of sense why she's still there.
And here's the crazy part. There was a tree going through her coffin, but not through her body.
Whoa.
Yep. So I think what's happening is she feels like they're not leaving her alone.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I guess she's still haunting the place to this day.
Well,
But
maybe she saw something between me and my friend, and maybe she was asking for help.
Yes, maybe that's why. Or she probably thought you guys were trying to steal her body again.
Maybe. But we were at the hall. We're not at a grave.
Babe, but you never know.
Yeah, you never know. But that was too scary. I mean, the look on I didn't even see my buddy's face. I just, like, when you're so stiff, and he raises his arm so creepy, and he's pointing in the back, and I'm like, oh no. And I'm like, oh. Started walking. Boom, he broke, I broke. Time to go. And then you gotta remember too, is that you're stuck there for the whole weekend.
Yeah, you said from Friday to Sunday?
Yes. And then the youth pastor keeps the doors locked.
So who opened it?
No, I mean, like, for the outside. If you wanted to run outside, those are locked. You can't come in or out. So you were trapped in there. And then, like, the balcony, nobody has a key to that.
Yeah, so how did that open? That's the thing. I wanted to know.
Nobody knows. Everybody was saying that it was the girls in the other classroom upstairs. And I'm like, nobody has that key. Even the youth pastor even said, he goes, oh, well, that's a little unnerving because I don't have the key to that. So how is that door opening by itself?
Right.
So he got kind of freaked out himself and said, oh, well, let's go to another classroom. You guys can sleep in there.
So do you think the pastor also knows about the story? He just doesn't want to say it?
I think so. And I think it's because he doesn't want to freak out the youth kids, you know, in the program. Because in that program, you have to be focused on what the details are. I'm not going to get into that, but it's like he doesn't want you to go off topic of what we're there for. So when he's telling stories and stuff about this, you're freaking him out, and then, like, nobody wants to stay. So he really wants them to stay there, you know, for the experience, but not for the ghost experience.
Yes.
So, but when people were throwing those rumors out there, I had thought,
It was a rumor?
I don't, it was a rumor. And I'm like, no, like, whatever, you know, until I seen it with a friend. And then there's like two people can't see the same thing at the same time. So I was like, you saw that? He goes, I saw that. I saw that. You saw that. It was there. We both weren't tripping or anything like that. And he was so freaked out. I was freaked out. Yeah.
And I'm sure when you guys saw it, you guys froze. You know, when you just, your first reaction is either fight or flight, or you get stuck in one spot.
Oh, we were frozen.
Whew.
So frozen to where we're like, you couldn't move, you couldn't breathe. You're just stiff. But once when she started walking towards us, for some reason we snapped out of it and started running.
Someone said your body took a screenshot.
I didn't take no screenshot.
No, your body took a screenshot, meaning you froze. Now, thank you so much, Philip, for sharing your story. I am so excited that you actually went through this. And again, not trying to be funny here, but I just want to say thank you so much. Now, if you have anything to say to the viewers and audio listeners, what would you want them to know?
I wasn't a believer until I seen something. Now that her podcast and everything, her throwing it out there, and I was like, well, I actually have a story about that. So if you have a story, you know, come out and talk to her, and then she will throw it out there for you guys. And then, like, it's fun, but then again, it's a little unnerving because you're scared. You know, I have other stories too, but I'm not trying to get off topic.
You're fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say, was that the only time that you encountered like a haunted situation?
I've seen other stuff. I've seen other things before, but like this, what I would say, like she said, she doesn't want to go off topic.
Now, with that being said, don't forget to like this and follow this podcast, and I'll see you tomorrow on the next day on special Halloween occasion. Bye, everyone!